Some channel news. So we recently passed, what was it, 1,000 hours watched. So thank you guys so much for that. I think last week I talked about we passed 30,000 viewers. So again, like I talked about last week, channel is blowing up. So, well, not blowing up, the channel is going up in numbers. It's doing real well, but I think, as you guys know, probably should know by now, I have no plans on going anywhere. This is just gonna keep continuing. So please go down in the comments and let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what it would take to get you to subscribe. I'm really trying to beg you guys to subscribe and possibly watch more, and if not, let me know what it is so I can fix it. But if you are enjoying, please go down below, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Really helps the channel out a lot right now with the algorithm and trying to get my videos out there more and get higher up in the algorithm so more people see me. But yeah, it's just that simple. Just go down below, like, subscribe. As you guys know, I'm here Monday through Thursday live. As soon as I can be on here, I'm on here right now. But Patreon's also available to help support the channel. Only $1 a month gets your name in videos, gets you Patreon exclusive videos, and all that, usual YouTube Patreon good stuff that I do over here. So just thank you guys so much for all the support. It really means a lot to me. It's really been amazing to watch this channel do the numbers that it's doing and just kind of watch a dream come true that I never thought I'd be able to do. Like, that's really what this is for me. Something I did not think I'd be able to do in life, and now I am, and it's just really cool to actually do something with in life. But it's all because of you guys. Big thanks to you guys. Love you all so much. But please do not be afraid to leave constructive criticism. Every small content creator needs that to help improve. So if you could just take a second and let me know what it was that you did like and you didn't like, and that would take you, or that would get you to subscribe, I would really be appreciative of that. And I swear I'll read them, and I will do the best I can to address it as soon as possible. Let's get to news in video gaming. Not as much really happening this week, I feel like, but still got some stuff to cover. Starting with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin game finally got a teaser. So we talked about this either a month or two ago about how it's possible they wanted to make one. They wanted to make a Last Ronin video game for based off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphic novel, but we didn't know for sure if it would happen or not. But Friday, yeah, I think it was Friday at the THQ Nordic Showcase, they showed a little bit of the trailer. Now, I do have a video for that up, so make sure you go check that out. I'll try to leave a link up here somewhere in this part somewhere if I can. But yeah, they had a little bit of a trailer. It's not the longest trailer. It doesn't show much. Pretty much just confirms that, they have approved it and it will be happening. But for those of you that don't want to watch the full half-hour video I put out for the showcase, I figured I'd start with this so you guys can see it, still get my reaction, and see the little bit of a trailer we got anyways. But yeah, it's supposed to be completely based off the graphic novel. That's pretty much all we have. There's not a lot right now. It's probably just begun, so just watch the trailer. But it's cool to see it's coming out. Yeah, it's pretty much just a little bit of well, it's pretty much just the some screenshots. Yeah, you got the mask, and then just candles going out, all done in black and white, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just no gameplay, no reveal date, nothing like that. Just kind of letting people know that, okay, it is happening now. It is going to be a game that is coming out. So you can see who's doing it. Yep, that's it. Black Forest, Nordic, Nickelodeon, all consoles and systems. So looks cool. I'm really excited for this. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love The Last Ronin. I love some of the more adult themes for people like me who have grown up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles but have gotten older into more mature things. Like I said yesterday, I don't expect it to be like a graphic, violent, gory game, but I would just like to see it take a more mature theme to it, for fans like me that are older and want something that isn't as childish for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So hopefully this is it. Anyway, Overwatch 2, new season launch this week. Came out on Steam for free, and this did not go very well. Now, granted, this is somewhat deserved when you look into it. So, I'm sure as most of you have heard by now, it got a massive bombing of reviews, of negative reviews when it came out on Steam. Now, some of these I think were kind of trolls and just, joining in on the shit just to be funny. Some of these, though, have come from China, which is these ones are kind of deserved. So as some of you may or may not know, Blizzard and NetEase used to have a deal so that Overwatch could be available in China. Well, recently, before Overwatch 2, I think it was before Overwatch 2's release, Blizzard and NetEase didn't re-sign a contract, therefore NetEase dropped all Blizzard games from China. So now there's no Overwatch 2. So some of these are coming from China players, former China players that are kind of pissed at this and want a new deal worked out so they can, you know, play one of their favorite games and check out the new thing. So I can't really fault these players for being mad and giving it a negative review. Again, you know, Blizzard could easily go back to NetEase and try to work out some kind of deal. I don't know all the logistics of that. Chinese players have been unable to play Overwatch 2, you know, any game, for nearly 8 months following the end of Blizzard and NetEase's 14-year distribution agreement back in 2023. The breakup between Blizzard and NetEase was messy, with both companies issuing statements accusing the other of being the reason a new agreement or contract extension couldn't be reached. It sounds like petty squabbling between the two, but yeah, those ones are kind of deserved, I feel like, because again, you know, China had this game from its launch. They had Overwatch from launch, so a lot of them played this. They had China pro teams. They, you know, there's a lot of people invested in this game, just like everywhere else there's people invested in Overwatch 2. That's deserved to the people that, you know, are just giving it a negative review just because you're bored and have nothing else to do. Come on, get a life. Do something else with your life. You really got to find something else to do, because, you know, unfortunately, I think, you know, I'm not the biggest Overwatch fan. Let me start by saying that, but I feel like Overwatch 2 is right now one of the best seasons it's ever had. I played season 1, got kind of bored with it by the time season 2 came out. I didn't start playing till this season because I heard and saw the patch notes and everything that was going on, and I like the new game mode. I do think the maps are a little bit too big, but they can fix that easily. I do think the new hero's kind of broken. I think she's fun to play as, but I think going against her kind of sucks. I think this season is a very good season of Overwatch to get into if you're a new player, but understand that it is a game kind of like Rainbow Six Siege where you're not going to come in here and be getting, you know, 10, 20, 30 kill games right off the bat. You got to take some time and learn the game. Like, I've spent dozens and dozens of hours playing Overwatch 2 between season 1 and this season, and then a little bit of Overwatch, the original game, and I'm still pretty shit, but I still enjoy the game and have fun with it. But again, it's a game of patience. The more time you spend playing it, the more fun you're gonna have. If you can get a friend into it with you, it's even more fun, and it makes playing it a lot easier and communication a lot easier. To the Chinese players, I completely agree with you. I do not fault you at all for being mad and going this far to try to get Blizzard's attention to say, hey, we want our game back, and you and NetEase need to come back together and try to work something out, because it's just fucked up that, you know, they gave them Overwatch, and then, you know, they're like, oh, Overwatch 2, no, they pulled the rug out. They essentially pulled the rug out for Overwatch 2 players in China. So yeah, Overwatch 2 is getting better. I would still encourage you to check out Overwatch 2 and just, you know, remember what these reviews are. They're either legit from people who are angry that they can't play the game anymore due to where they live and due to corporate bullshit, or it's just people bullshitting because they have nothing better to do with their life. So just keep that in mind. Go into Overwatch 2 with an open mind and just know that it used to be worse. I will say this, I wish the season pass was a lot better. I still think the season pass is one of the worst out there because you only have 80 tiers of real stuff, then you're on a real grind just to get titles, and there's still no in-game currency so you can buy, you know, the next battle pass like Apex, Fortnite, pretty much every, well, no, I think PUBG doesn't have that, but pretty much, Warzone does. Pretty much every game has that, where you can save up to get the next battle pass without actually paying out real money, but Blizzard wants your money. So again, mixed bag with Overwatch 2, but I think they're going to be shaking up things for the next few seasons. They also talked about, I think it was this morning or yesterday, they talked about releasing more heroes in between seasons instead of just every new season, so that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, let's move on to Netflix is now launching cloud video gaming streaming service. So they've been talking about doing this for a while. I think they're also making their own video games now, like Amazon. They're trying to get into that field, but this right now is only in UK and Canada. This is not available in the US. It's only running in the UK and Canada right now. So if you live in the UK or Canada, you're using this, let me know what your experience has been down in the comments or in chat if you're in here, because I'm really interested in this. This is kind of cool. I know this is pretty much what Microsoft is doing right now. I don't know if they're still doing it. They were doing this for a while with some Game Pass games. You could just stream them instantly on your console. You didn't have to install them and wait for all that shit. But yeah, this could be big for Netflix. Is this going to cost more? I'm pretty sure there's an extra charge for this, and with Netflix already being as expensive as it is, you know, it's a little, you gotta weigh your options. options here. If you have a console, I feel like this isn't really worth it. So the first is Oxenfree from Night School Studios, a critically acclaimed supernatural thriller game that seamlessly blends dialogue and gameplay. Pretty sure this is already out on Xbox and whatnot. Other consoles, oh, I just noticed it shows your phone becomes your controller. That's pretty cool. I guess if you're on laptop, that's probably taken care of. But if you're playing on your TV, and even consider, you know, how would you control it? But yeah, I'm pretty sure Oxenfree is already out on Xbox and whatnot. So I think most of these are just games that are already out that they got the licensing to. Mining Adventure by Molehue offers a contrasting experience with gem mining arcade style, appealing to those looking for quick paced fun. So just a few games so far. Very new, just now releasing it into what seems like, didn't they say it was like a beta stage? Well, no, but it seems like a beta stage since only the UK and Canada have access to it right now. They'll probably take your feedback and then work on it some more, and then probably launch it again in a few other countries to get their feedback. So I would say in the next year and a half, we'll see this fully developed and launched. Maybe, unless there's some huge bugs or problems that come up. But again, look into it at your own Discord, because again, they're probably going to want you to pay more to play video games and watch movies and whatnot. And with them already not, with them taking away password sharing, it's just kind of like, do you really want to pay more? And how much more? Because Netflix is already one of the more expensive subscriptions out there. But you know, it's cool to see them moving on that front too, along with Amazon video gaming branching out to everybody. Even if you don't own a console now, you have a Netflix or Amazon subscription, you can play video games. But time to talk about Boulder Gate 3 and its success it's having in the industry, and how people are kind of, I don't know, this is kind of hard to explain because it's so weird. I did read through this and it's kind of a back and forth confusing article, but essentially Baldur's Gate 3 looking like game of the year. It looks amazing, and you know, it's hitting all the marks that gamers have wanted from video games for a long time. But apparently smaller studios are worried about this setting a new bar or too high of expectations, which I think is just fucking dumb. If you're a reasonable person, well, I guess that I could understand that. Now a lot of people really are that reasonable anymore, but if you can use your brain for a little bit, you know, you can't expect an indie studio to pump something out that looks like this, because they don't have that much money, that much manpower or labor they can put into it. So I think, you know, it's just kind of overreacting to Elden Ring, all these really beautiful looking games coming out, but to the bigger studios that responded with like, yeah, you know, you shouldn't set these expectations. If, you know, you're a AAA studio, you're making millions, billions, multi-millions, you know, that type of money, yes, we should expect that from you. For example, is this Redfall? I'm pretty sure this is Redfall. We should have expected more out of Redfall. Redfall fucking sucked. Redfall was a lazy piece of shit that Arcane did not want to make. Clearly did not want to make. It was clearly Microsoft's intentions to get that game out there as quickly as possible. Diablo, what's going on with Diablo right now in its first season? We should totally be pissed at. It's unacceptable, you know. But yes, if you're a smaller studio, we don't expect you to have AAA shit at the current moment in time. But at the same time, don't be lazy about shit. Don't just pump out games to make a paycheck, you know. There is a line, and Baldur's Gate 3 being a good game should set a new bar and standard. We have new systems. We have the best systems ever made that are pretty much your fucking high-end PCs. My Xbox is more powerful than my own PC at the current moment in time. So I expect good quality games and good looking games on the Xbox. So when I get shit like Redfall, you're damn right I'm going to be pissed and call you out on it. And I'm going to compare you to games like Baldur's Gate, which took the time, energy, and manpower to actually, and loved and cared about the game to actually get it out there. This whole thing just kind of pissed me off. I could go on forever about it. I could actually read this and go into it, but I just want to encourage everyone to keep the pressure on the gaming industry, because when we don't, that's how we end up with really bad shit out here. That's how we end up with bad, lazy games like Redfall, like 76, like these live service games, and then, you know, they think if we don't put pressure on them, they get away with it. Fallout 76 would have never been fixed if people were to praise that game for the way it came out. It would still be a fucking broken mess. There's just shit that, yes, we should expect more, and it's the whole reason I'm here, because I'm gonna put pressure on you. You put out a bad game, fuck you, I'm gonna call you out on it. That's why I came here. You don't like it? Too damn bad. You should have put work into your game, huh? Anyways, something more positive. Final Fantasy 16 producer wishes there was only one game platform. I agree with this. I read through this. It's not too long of an article, but essentially what he's saying is, you know, he's tired of the fighting and the back and forth between, you know, the console wars. He's tired of the console wars. And, you know, as someone who has also grown up with the console wars, I'm tired of it too. You know, I'm sick of every time I see a trailer for something I'm excited for, it's either PlayStation or Xbox exclusive. Like, I don't like exclusivity, period, but I understand the market. You know, it's a market, you need competition, but when it's gotten to the point where, you know, the Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft, Sony whole lawsuit that took, what, 2 years, a year and a half, you know, this shit is getting ridiculous, and, you know, maybe it might be time for a collab that will never happen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying, think about how cool it'd be to buy one system, and then whatever game comes out, you just know you're gonna get that. You know you're gonna get that. There's no more fighting over who has the better catalog or archive and who has the better year, the better games coming out, because that's something I see on Twitter all the fucking time, is these stupid comparisons. Like, who gives a shit? You know, both systems have some killer games on them. Both systems are getting killer games for the next few years. You know, there's just, the video game industry is so big, it continues to grow. It's now at the point where it's growing back again, and stock wise is going up again. So it's just like, you know, I wouldn't be too worried about it. You know, I understand as someone who can only afford one system, and every time I get close to getting another system, some shit comes up and I can't do that. But, you know, I still have a long list of games I have to play on the Xbox, and I have a long list coming out. And if I had a PS5, that just adds more. But so if you have one or the other, you're good. That would be a bright future to think of. So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Anyway, so we talked about this at THQ Nordic. We got Gamescom coming up soon at the end of this month, which will probably end, you know, I think there's another direct at the end of the year, maybe, possibly. I could be thinking wrong there, but anyways, he is talking about how the opening night is going to be pushing more games we've already seen throughout Summer Games Fest rather than new IPs. So I think this is, yeah, next Tuesday. Just expect to see more trailers for games coming out at the end of this year rather than new IPs and stuff. I think that those are still coming over the weekend. I don't know if this is a weekend long event, but definitely next Tuesday this happens. We'll be watching it here. It's going to be an exciting show with new looks at many announced upcoming games like Alan Wake 2. We saw some of that at Gamescom. We're probably going to see more gameplay and story, and Black Myth Wukong, which, you know, every time I see this name, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's going to be a really big game, hopefully. But it just seems like it comes out, or, you know, something comes out about it and then it disappears for a little bit, and then something comes out about it again and then it disappears. So hopefully we'll get a solid release date and we'll know when Black Myth Wukong is coming out, even though I'm not, again, like we were just talking about, since this is a PS5 exclusive, I'm not going to be able to play it, but I'm super excited for all PlayStation owners to get to play this, because it looks like the next Ghost of Tsushima for the PlayStation fans. So I'm really excited for you guys to have that. But yeah, it's going to be more of that rather than new IP. So just be prepared to see trailers for games that have already been announced at Gamescom rather than new stuff. But at least he's forewarning us, and I think it's because as a gamer, he knows that we come into a lot of these showcases expecting new stuff, and now he knows, you know, that could piss a lot of people off and affect it. So he's letting us know right now, hey, don't come in here with the mindset of you're going to see a bunch of new shit. You are going to see some stuff some more trailers for games we've already seen throughout the past 3 months. But I'm still excited for it. I can't wait to see more of Alan Wake 2 as well. I'm really excited for that game. But on to our last story, which is actually kind of a big surprise. I kind of figured this was going to happen at some point in time, but yeah, I kind of figured he would stick out his contract for as much as possible, or he had to. But Moist Critical, aka Charlie White, has terminated his Twitch contract to multi-stream. So literally, as I was streaming last night, I saw this come up, and his video was labeled "Goodbye Twitch," and I was like, oh my fucking god, what is going on here? So but it wasn't a messy breakup or anything. It was, you know, pretty much he's been wanting to multi-stream, and he wasn't making really that much off Twitch, surprisingly. Like, I would highly recommend you go watch the video, especially if you're looking to getting into streaming and content creation, because this gives you a good idea of what the landscape is what the landscape is like right now, which is just, you know, kind of fucked up. But it sounds like he went to them and asked if, you know, they could work something out where he could leave his contract early, they could terminate his contract so he could, you know, stream on YouTube, or his partnership, because he's a partner, so he was now falls under that banner of he can't multi-stream, and he wants to multi-stream. He wanted to try YouTube again, so he yeah, got them to work out something to terminate his contract, and he is now streaming on YouTube. Not exclusively, he did say he will still stream on Twitch still every now and then, but for the most part, he's going to be mainly on YouTube. He did his first YouTube stream yesterday, which blew up. I had almost 30,000 viewers in it. So, you know, wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. He's one of the more successful content creators right now. He's really hitting his peak and riding this high. So, you know, I think it was a smart move by him, you know. Just with how much the streaming landscape has changed recently, it's probably a good move for a lot of streamers to not just be stuck to one place and multi-stream. I've been meaning to look into streaming on TikTok as well, but I don't think my computer can handle multi-stream. But it's good to have him here. Big congratulations to him. You know, let's go. Woo! You know, all that good stuff for him. So, yeah, I'll be keeping an eye. You know, I'm a big Moist Critical fan, so I'll be watching his streams as much as I can and popping in and out of there, but that's pretty cool. That is cool. Oh, yeah. Also, I want to, you know, a lot of people have been talking to me this past week about, you know, am I going to go back to Twitch? I think this also shows, you know, Twitch is not the place to be as a streamer, especially a small one. If the bigger people are going, I think that should be a large message to the smaller ones to get out of there. Best of luck to everyone on Twitch. But, you know, if you want my opinion, get out. It's time to jump ship. My experience on YouTube has been amazing. I love being on here. I love having all my content, you know, here. It's a lot easier. I talked about this earlier this week. You know, it's just a lot easier for discoverability. I feel like my channel's been blowing up. But yeah, big congratulations to him. Moist Critical on YouTube, full-time, kind of all over the place, but you know, big ups to him. Hopefully this will inspire some change at Twitch, you know, because they just lost their biggest streamer, one of their biggest 7 days a week pretty much streamer. So you know, this might hurt them a lot more than they think. I said, well, on top of Ninja and XQC also being gone, it's kind of like they're losing a lot of people left and right. Let's get Angry Joe over here now. Come on, Angry Joe, come join us. It's time. But yeah, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoy your day. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe or consider subscribing, liking, checking out the links below to keep up with the channel, support the channel, keep up with anything and everything I have going on. So yeah, as always, I am live here Monday through Thursday. Usually after these we're playing video games, so feel free to have that bell turned on so you know when that is. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you back in the next video.